Namaste. My name is Todd Norian, and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga. Welcome to Align Your Body, Awaken Your Heart. In the next 45 minutes, we're going to go through a little bit of the Ashaya method, including a meditation and a very deep relaxation. So please come to a comfortable seated position. I want to talk first just about the idea of when we align the body, what really happens. So we're more than just this physical body. We are a subtle body. We have actually many, many layers of this body. And when you align the physical body, you start to open up the subtle channels that helps your body flow more with life force prana. It will also open your heart. And then life starts to get easier because when you're not resisting life, you can flow with life. And so often what happens is we just resist, we close down, and then life becomes a burden, it becomes really heavy. And it's hard to find answers to problems when we don't have any creativity flowing through our brain and through our body. So the Ashaya method and really all yoga helps to create and establish more of a flow. But it's up to us to really remember who we are. And I think one of the biggest perils in life is non-recognition, non-remembrance, or forgetfulness. We forget what life is about. We forget why we're here. We get very serious, and then all kinds of things can happen. So yoga becomes the way and the means to remember who we are. And when you remember, your heart cracks open and you recognize your true nature, which is joy. So come to a comfortable seated position. Roll your thigh bones in. Just use your hands and take your thigh bones in. That establishes a low back curve. And then draw your tailbone down. Good. Join your index fingers and thumbs, palms down. This is called the Jnana Mudra. It's just a sort of a mudra of remembrance that when you touch your individual nature, that's your index finger, to your universal nature, the thumb, you establish a circle of continuity. Lengthen your side ribs. Take the head of your arm bones back. Lift your throat and draw your palate back. That's the very roof of the mouth and the back of your skull up. Align your head over your heart, over your pelvis. And then when you're ready, close your eyes and invite the light of the universe to fill you. Remembrance is as close to us as the breath. So with remembrance, use your breath, breathe, open to a greater energy. Now with each exhalation, let go of stress, release a little bit of anxiety. We often keep ourselves so busy in life, we never take time to settle. In a certain way, we've lost the ability to make space for ourselves. And then the stress builds. So take this time to really let go. Let the breath, which is life itself, let it flow into you. Lift your collarbones. And when you exhale, keep your chest lifted. But when you exhale, just let your hips get heavy. And then breathe into your heart and create a heart intention for your practice today. May I remember. May I honor myself. May I release tension that keeps me separate. And then with remembrance, bring your palms together in front of your heart. And we'll take a deep breath and chant Om. Om. And with remembrance, bow your head to your heart. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Welcome back. Okay, join me in a standing position. I'll meet you there in just a second. Come up to a standing position, feet parallel. Make sure your front ankle and second toe lines point straight ahead. And then palms in front. Lift your heart, take your shoulders back. And with remembrance, inhale, stretch your arms out to the side and up. Spread your fingers. And then exhale, sweep your arms down. But imagine you're sweeping through molasses and you resist the air so your muscles hug in with remembrance. Again, inhale. Nice deep breath. Keep your face soft. Exhale. Release your jaw. And one more. Inhale, just make space for you. Exhale, let it go completely. Arms down. Palms in front of the heart. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, lead with your heart, fold forward. Grab yourself a block if you need to, and you can put your hands on the block or come into eagle talons, fingers on the floor. Please bend your knees just a bit. Lift your toes. And notice when you do that, it engages your leg muscles. So with remembrance, hug your legs. Take your thigh bones back, stick your butt way back, and then bow a little bit more deeply. And then inhale, lift your heart, come halfway up. And then as you exhale, bow with remembrance of bigger energy. Again, inhale, lift your heart forward. Exhale, bow. Now, take your hands to your upper outer shins and lift your toes, and then hug your shins like you have vice grips on your shins. The shins hug with remembrance, pull in, but then push your sitting bones apart. So your lower leg pulls in towards the midline and your upper thighs push apart. This is called shins in, thighs wide. So push your shins in, widen your thighs. This is so good for the knees, the hips, the psoas muscle, and the spine. Very good. Then keep the actions, place your hands, and step by step walk back into downward facing dog pose. And then alternately press your heels and bend the opposite knee. Then bend both knees, lift your sitting bones way up, generate a low back curve. And then bring your knees down to the floor. Just look at your hands, separate your fingers, and claw your finger pads. That's the skin right underneath your nails. And also the roots of the fingers. That's where the fingers join the hand. So claw, roots, pads and roots with remembrance. And then pull your palms toward each other so your arm muscles engage. And then soften and melt the heart. See if you can release the upper back right behind the heart. And now, keeping those actions, come up into downward dog. From your heart, push down into your hands, and from your heart, rise up through your hips, and then energetically down through your heels. Now breathe. The Tantra teaches that you are already whole and complete, and that you have the DNA of the divine. It's just that we've forgotten. So with remembrance, lift your armpits up, but sink the heart down toward the floor and enjoy your breath. Exhale, lunge your right foot forward between your hands. Bring your left knee down to the floor, right hand on the right leg, and twist up to the right. Lift your heart. Take your head back. Exhale, release. Lift your left knee off the floor and squeeze your legs to the middle. And find your balance. Bring your hands up to your hips. Now really charge your legs, scissor towards the midline. So the back leg pulls forward. The front leg pulls back, all with a longing to remember, with a longing to have a little more joy. And then lift your left thigh up, tailbone in, and take your arms up. This is the warrior lunge. Let yourself just simply be a warrior in the heart. Now, from your pelvis, push your left heel back and push your right shin forward. Yeah. And as much remembrance as you pull in, I'd like you to expand and shine the light out. And then exhale, sweep your arms down to the sides, touch. Go back to downward facing dog pose and breathe. There is so much value in holding the poses. Your muscles start to work. You get a little bit more heat in the body. Your prana flows. Your whole life starts to flow. So hang in there as best you can as we hold poses. Exhale now. Left leg forward. Lower your right knee. And twist left hand on the left leg. Turn your heart up toward the sky. Breathe deeply. Try to keep your face and your jaw relaxed the whole time. Exhale, release. Lift your right knee off the floor. Scissor your legs with remembrance and come up. Hands to hips. Then inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Open to the bigger energy now. Open to your breath. Then, with remembrance, squeeze muscles to bones. Scissor your legs toward the middle. Take your right thigh up toward the sky. Left hip crease back and down. And then from your pelvis, charge down through your legs. And from your pelvis, lift more. Up through your fingertips. And then start to arch back. When you have remembrance, you enter the state of recognition, which is filled with joy and filled with bliss. Non-remembrance, forgetfulness, is a little bit of suffering involved. When you remember, life gets good. Exhale, sweep your arms out to the side. Come on down, step back to plank. Now in plank pose, you want to take the thighs back, tailbone in, and then pull your ribs in. And if you get tired, just bring your knees down to the floor. Then from plank, come to Chaturanga Dandasana pose and try to keep your shoulders up at the level of your elbows. Knees down for support if you need. Thighs back, tailbone in. And from your low belly, push your heels. From your low belly, push out through your head. And then exhale all the way down. Point your toes. Squeeze your legs. Roll your thighs in, tailbone down. And then come up into Cobra. Again, claw your pads and roots of your hands. With remembrance, slide the palms backwards isometrically. And see if you can get the top of your shoulders back, but the heart forward. Even though you pull back, it's like pulling the string of a bow back, about to shoot the arrow of intention from your heart. So you pull back and let your heart expand forward. And exhale, release. Clasp your hands behind your back, squeeze your legs together, and inhale, shoulders back, legs up. Continue to lift your shoulders, take the head of the arm bones back, squeeze your shoulder blades. May the heart remember its true nature. Exhale down. Okay, good. Place your hands and come up to all fours. And then sit on your heels, curl your toes. We're going to come up 1 foot at a time to rise. I'm going to ask you to go to a wall. If you can just create a little wall space somewhere nearby. And take your mat right up to the wall. And then put your left foot, little toe edge to the wall, and take your right leg wide, hands to your hips. Okay? And then turn your right foot out, get a little bit wider, and then hug your legs, and then bend the right leg to a square. So you've got your back foot, left foot on the wall here. The front heel should bisect the center of the back arch. And then with remembrance, just squeeze your legs toward the midline. Thighs back, tailbone in. And now bring your right forearm on your thigh for Parsvakonasana pose. Left arm up and over. Take some breaths here. There's the joy of remembering, but there's also the blessing of forgetfulness. We always forget. But if we never forgot, we would never have the joy of remembrance again. So there's something good about forgetfulness. It's part of the dance. Thighs back, tailbone in, and then from your pelvis, root your feet, and stretch from your pelvis through your fingers. And then inhale, root down through your feet, and come up, hands to hips, and we'll go to the other side. I have to turn my back. And right foot at the wall. Turn your left foot all the way open, hug your legs, and then bend your left knee. Try to get your thigh almost parallel to the floor. Hug muscles, thighs back, tail in, and then bring your left forearm on your thigh. Take your right arm up and over, armpits back. And then from your pelvis, push the wall with your back foot and use that as leverage to stretch even deeper. The wall also gives you a little bit more support and stability. And then root through your feet. Inhale and come up. Turn your foot parallel, walk your feet together. Okay, great. Let's do a couple more. So while we're at the wall, come and bring your right toes at the wall and see if you can get your toes to go up the wall where the ball mounds of your toes are on the floor. And then step your back foot back, make it parallel to the back edge of your mat. Both legs straight, pull up from your feet to your pelvis. And then left hand on your hip, stretch your right arm up and hinge from your right hip. Lean toward the wall and touch. Then thigh bones back, tailbone in. You can go a little bit deeper into the stretch if you move your hand up the wall. Stretch your left arm straight back parallel to the floor. And we have Trikonasana pose here. A very good hamstring stretch. Root down through your right heel and pull back isometrically. We'll add a little variation. Take your left hand to the wall as well. A little bit of a twist. Good. And we're going to follow the twist. Walk your hands over to the right. Lean your torso more to the right. Very good. And then come back to center and make your feet parallel and step your feet back together. And let's repeat on the opposite side. So left toes up the wall, the ball mounts right into the floor wall crack. And step your right foot back, make your right foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. And then scissor your legs, take your left arm up, hinge at the hip joint, and lean toward the wall. Right hand to your hip. And use the wall for added support so you can relax. With remembrance, take a deep breath. Squeeze your legs to remember what it's all about. And then you can stretch your right arm straight back. When you remember, you open to a bigger energy. You realize you don't have to do it all yourself. You can let go a little bit. Let life help. Let grace help. Let others help. And then right arm up and over. Try to bring it to the wall. And then walk your hands a little bit over to the left. So we start to do a twist toward the left. Remember, squeeze your legs. And then remember to surrender. Melt the upper back. And slowly come back to center. Turn your left foot parallel and walk your feet back together. Good. Put your hands on your belly. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your energy. Feel your heat. Well done. All right, come on back to your mat. All fours. Glide your right knee forward in pigeon pose toward the right hand. And then curl your left toes under and walk your left knee back an inch or two. Now, keep your left toes curled. Remember when we did shins in the beginning? I'd like you to hug the left shin toward the middle. And keeping the left shin in with remembrance, widen your left thigh. Then reach your left hand behind you and hold the inner thigh and lift the inner thigh up and widen it without moving your foot. Widen. So we want to produce shins in, thighs wide. Remembrance is steady. When you're in the flow of remembrance, you're in the flow of life. Things really start to work out. It's a great foundation. And then from that foundation, widen your left thigh. And then pull your tailbone in, fold forward, shoulders stay back. And from your pelvis, just root down into the earth. Push back through the left big toe ball mound, forward through the right knee. And find your hip stretch. Now, if you need a little more stretch, this is a pretty intense stretch, but let's say you want to go more, then bring your right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. Okay, and then put your left hand in the sole of your right foot and push your right foot into your hand strongly. Now hug your left shin, widen your left thigh. Yeah. Draw your tailbone in and fold. If you find that you're not able to breathe because the stretch is so intense, check your pulse. Don't want to lose anybody. All right. Very good. Exhale. Come on back into tabletop. Take a big breath. And then exhale. Left knee forward. Walk your right knee back a couple of inches. Square your hips to the front. And then hug your right shin, widen your right thigh. We could do the same thing. So hold your inner right thigh, right hand, lift up and push wide, but don't move your heel. Stay steady in remembrance as you expand and widen. Tailbone in. Exhale and fold. Root your pelvis toward the floor and then push back through the right big toe ball mound. Enjoy the stretch. And let's say you'd like to get a little more stretch. If you're comfortable, you just stay there. I call it bus stop yoga. You get off at your stop. If you want more, then shin forward. And then push your right hand to the foot and push your left foot into your hand strongly. And when you push, you will notice the sitting bones push apart. Okay, keep your right shin hugged in. Stay in remembrance, even as your hips start to open and expand. Tailbone in, fold forward. Keep your tongue inside your mouth. This is a big stretch. And breathe. Breathe wherever it's tight. Good. Release. Inhale and come up. All right. Good. One more. Come sit. Elevate your hips on the blanket. This is going to be necessary for most people to get a low back curve. If you can sit like this and pull your vertebrae in, then you don't need a blanket. Otherwise, hop up and then manually turn your thigh bones in. Keep your right leg straight out. Bend your left knee back for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Very good. Again, inner rotate your thighs, both thighs. Try to keep your right knee sunny side up. The front ankle, second toe line is pointed straight up. It has a tendency to turn out to the right. So try to keep it straight up. And what helps is if you hug your right shin toward the middle. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, try to do a back bend as you go forward. So we do back bends and forward bends right here. Just come part way, sitting bones back, groins back. Then draw your tailbone in, begin to round, walk your hands a few inches forward. And if you can, twist to the right, hold the little toe edge of your foot or the outer right shin, and use that as leverage to turn your heart toward the right, belly toward the left. Again, exhale, heart toward the right, belly toward your left. And then for those who can go more, you can put both hands on the foot and bring your forehead toward the knee, to the knee. You can almost bring your chest down to the thigh. At the same time, lift your outer elbows up, lift your inner armpits up, and try to elongate from your pelvis, push toward the foot, heart toward your foot. And then root your hips down to come up. Inhale, switch. I like the head to knee poses. The forward bends are so nourishing because when you fold, it's like folding into yourself. You just have a moment of inner reflection. Bend your right knee, turn your thighs in, look at your left kneecap, sunny side up, second toe line, front ankle straight up. Elevate on a blanket if you need, and then inhale, lift, and exhale, do a back bend as you go forward. That means shoulders back, spine in. Pause, take another breath. Exhale, come a little further forward. Now the spine does begin to round. Pull your tailbone down, pull your belly back, and then twist. Hold the left shin, little toe of the left foot, and you can use that as a leverage to exhale and twist your heart left, belly to the right. The different movements of the spine is called contralateral movement, and it's very beneficial for the organs, especially now in springtime where everything is being cleansed. It's a great time for twists. Heart left, belly right. And this creates a rinsing and soaking action on the organs. Last step, you can hold the foot with both hands. If you can go deeper, then do so. Find whatever your bus stop is, stay there. Get off at that stop. If you can go all the way down, head to knee, lift your outer elbows up, inner armpits back, outer shoulder blades up. Extend your heart towards your foot more. And with remembrance, draw inward. When you close your eyes, it's interesting, but we can usually see ourselves better in the dark than when the eyes are open. So close your eyes in remembrance of the bigger energy. Root your leg down and inhale. Come up. Well done. Let's sit for a moment in meditation. So prepare your seat. 1 or 2 blankets. I like using 2, just a little bit easier for the spine. Takes the pressure off. Very good. Sit comfortably now. Lift your heart. Join your index fingers and thumbs, palms down. When you're ready, close your eyes and follow your breath in and out. Imagine your whole body were like a hollow, empty conduit, like a flute, for the breath to move through you. Let the breath be like the sound, universal sound. Your body, the instrument. And as you draw deep inside, we'll practice mantra meditation. It's a silent mantra. The mantra is hum sa. I am that. It's a mantra of remembrance, meaning that I am the life force itself that flows through all that is. I am all that is. So when you inhale, silently think hum. And when you exhale, silently think sa. Inhale hum. Exhale sa. Effortlessly place the thought of the mantra into the field of your awareness without needing to push any other thoughts away, and just simply focus on the mantra. Let all other thoughts dissolve. And as you go in deeper and deeper, allow the organ of remembrance to awaken. Tap into the bliss deep inside that's underneath the thinking mind, deeper than the stress, deeper than the waves at the surface of the ocean. And take a deeper dive now. Explore the depths of your own consciousness. And we'll meditate now in silence for the next few minutes. And now slowly release the mantra and see if you can dwell in complete, absolute remembrance for a moment or two. Feel and sense the stillness and then merge into it. And then allow yourself to become stillness. And now gently release, and when you're ready, come lie down on your back for Shavasana relaxation. Make yourself comfortable. Come lie on your back. Bring your arms by your sides, palms up. Allow your feet to turn out. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. With each inhalation, fill yourself with light, and with every exhalation, allow your muscles to melt away from the bones. Then allow your bones to descend into the earth. See if you can release your organs to the backside of your body. And then part by part, begin to relax your feet. Relax your ankles, your calves, knees, thighs, relax your hips, release your belly, low back, upper back, shoulders, shoulder blades, release your arms, the backs of your hands, palms of your hands. Now relax your jaw. Release your eyes and soften the orbits of your eyes. Relax your inner ears and trace the connection to the outer ears. Now relax your scalp, your forehead, and now release your entire body. Let yourself go deeper into remembrance. Let yourself bathe in the light of the universal spirit that dwells within you. This spirit is compassionate, rejuvenating, self-nourishing, and it brings about even more remembrance and wholeness. Now slowly begin to return. Take a deeper inhalation, deeper exhalation, and gradually begin to stretch through your body. Take both knees into your chest and gently roll to the right side, come into fetal position, and then in your own time, come up to sitting. And then sit with your spine aligned. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. With remembrance, draw inside. Remember that when your body is aligned, the subtle energy channels begin to flow and open up. You start to feel a sense of flow with life. Resistance dissolves. Creative solutions start to surround every single problem. And you let yourself be in the realm of all possibilities, unlimited, unbounded, which is the nature of the heart. With remembrance, you come into your own heart, where you recognize that you are already whole, complete, that you do have the DNA of the divine. Knowing that, be at ease. Let's let the light in the heart shine out to all beings everywhere. And we'll take a breath and chant Om. Om. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your practice. Hope to see you on the mat again real soon. Bye.